As a follow-up to my interview with Josiah Silver in September, here's a look into some other NIL deals some other UNH student athletes have. I spoke with Kennedy Brown of gymnastics, who has a partnership with Duncan, Clarence Daniels of the men's basketball team, who partnered with Dave's Hot Chicken, and Mia Taranko of track and field, who partnered with the New Hampshire Firm Peak Recovery. I first dived into the pressure and responsibility aspects of student athletes and NIL deals. Here's what they had to say.
I wouldn't say it's pressure. I would say it's more of something that you have to be aware of and cautious, that you can't just post anything you feel, and because you're catering towards a larger audience who may see things differently than you do, and you have to be considerate and respectful to everybody's view on anything.
The only thing I've had a struggle with is we have to submit like our payments to the athletic department, which it's a little, it's like talking about how much money you make like in a job.
Yeah, definitely. Especially representing UNH, I wanted to make sure that the things that I was posting, and when I'm wearing either UNH or Peak gear when I'm out in public, I want to make sure that I'm acting responsibly in a way that I would be proud of if someone were recording me and I had to watch it back.
With ever-evolving society, we can anticipate changes both small and large within NIL in the context of the NCAA.
I think they're just going to get bigger and bigger as long as they keep the requirements in place.
Honestly, I feel like they've kind of died down. I've talked to some people in the summer who had NIL deals. One of them was Drew Timmy. He was a six-figure person when it came to like NIL deals, and he said it was one of those things where they started off super lucrative and was like trying to give as much money as possible, and then as it started to become regulated, then those partnerships and those deals, like, they're not really as big as they were at first.
I know that a couple coaches from all across the country have started to do it themselves, but I think that beyond just the athletes, the student athletes, I think that coaches are going to start taking that on. And I think that's a really great opportunity for coaches to create opportunities not only for themselves, but also their teams.
The NCAA puts regulations in place to help benefit the athlete, but sometimes the regulations on the NIL deal put on by the company does not benefit the school. Student athletes have the opportunity to speak up about this matter.
That's definitely something that the NCAA is going to try and fix, because your university also wants to be promoted in the NIL brand deals you're doing. So I think that's one of the problems they're trying to solve.
They affect them in ways of, like, for an example, one of the rules is that you can't get one off of performance. So, like, for an example, let's say like the person I'm dealing with, let's just say Dave's Hot Chicken, since I had the partnership, they're like, if Clarence Daniels has a 20-point double-double, then everybody can get free sliders. That can't be done, because it's like pay for play, or I can't get paid for my performance. So like if I can do, like, they can pay me for like a post, they could pay me for like promoting their brand, but they can't pay me based off of performance. That's one of the big things.
They have a little bit. So in terms of with UNH, I have run into the issue of UNH has some deals that conflicted with a deal that I wanted to do. And of course, under NCAA rules, I don't want to be conflicting with my school. And of course, like I would never want that. And then also just disclosures for NIL deals. It hasn't really restricted me, but it is just an extra step that I have to take into consideration when I'm choosing brands to partner with and making sure that it is something that I can feasibly take on.
Being a student athlete isn't an easy task. Here's how these student athletes balance being a D1 athlete and a full-time college student.
I was doing it all by myself, so there's certain NIL apps you can download and you can apply to deals, and you either get accepted or denied.
You have to put the same amount of time and effort that you put into school, because it's just as important, if not more, because without the school part, you can't get the NIL deals because you won't be able to play.
So I try to treat it a little bit more casual than like my homework. Just so that, again, like, I'm not putting too much pressure on it. I want it to be genuine. I want it to be something that I would maybe post otherwise, even if I didn't have a contract.
As we can see, NIL deals have significant impact upon student athletes here at UNH, and we can see how important NIL deals correlate to the success of the athlete. And for Wildcat Walkthrough, I'm Luca Villeneuve.